It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's your feel-good breakfast show, Espresso on S3. And one thing I have to say is we are loving our thought-provoking skin sessions with Ingrams. And on Tuesday, we, delved into another brave conversation with Miss South Africa CEO Stephanie Weil and two members of the transgender community. That was Sophia, Sibanda, and Yaya, Mavundla, who were they were brave enough and discussed how important it is to feel empowered and comfortable within our own skin.
Yeah, I think a massive step forward by Miss South Africa as an organization in being brave enough to offer that platform as well. So we asked you guys at home to join the brave conversation, and we've received so many incredible stories, sharing acts of bravery that you are most proud of. So thank you so much for that. Psychologist and good friend on the show, Dr. Asha Dullabh, is here via Zoom to answer a few of those questions. I got to say, we had a real difficulty sifting through so many amazing stories. So thank you so much to each and every one of you that did weigh in. But one in particular jumped out or leapt off the page and got our attention. And this was Pearl, and she had this to say. When I left my abusive ex, he said, no one would ever love me for so many reasons, one being my size. I'm celebrating 5 years this year with my husband, who loves every inch of my body. Hashtag Ingrams, hashtag your skin, you're brave. I love that.
I'm so happy she's out of that unhealthy relationship and she's really found a beautiful, healthy one. And we actually have Pearl on the line right now. Pearl, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being brave enough to share a snippet of your story. What is your question for Dr. Asha this morning?
Okay, my question is, Doctor, how can you move on and forget about everything that you do? Because I think that's like the pain and everything comes back as happened yesterday.
Okay, so we're having some line issues, but Paul was asking how can she move on and forget about everything that happened to her. There are some things that still trigger the pain and everything that comes back like it happened yesterday. She says, I still carry on the anger, the hurt, the bitterness with me. Dr. Asha, do you have some professional advice for Paul?
Hi, good morning. Thanks so much, Will, for sharing your story. And this is certainly a woman that really honors herself, which in turn helps so many other women. I think firstly, my advice to her is to have the intention to want to heal, because sometimes our own inner dialogue, our own inner critic can come up to self-sabotage our healing. And that we can do just by positive affirmations, saying to ourselves that I am worthy, I am beautiful, I am enough. Another way is to get creative and really go back into delving in things that you really previously enjoyed, hobbies or things that you previously gave you passion and joy in your life. Sometimes we lose in our touch with things that we used to love. I think also what's really important is to practice gratitude each and every day of things that you are grateful for. I think the story is lovely in that she was able to receive love again in her life. Yeah. Another good technique, of course, is to exercise, because we heal the mind through our body. And those are just few techniques that can really, really help Pearl to deal with her triggers of emotion. But firstly, most importantly, watch the inner dialogue, watch what those voices inside your head are saying to you, and have intention to heal.
And I suppose it's okay to be angry. It's okay to remember these things, because we don't ever forget, and you'll never ever forget and let go of that. You've got to be able to move through it. It's not about disconnecting from that, but rather pass through it. And she sounds like she is brave enough to do that, and she has got the right guy at her side to be able to do that, which is beautiful.
And just to touch on the feelings you were saying, I read something in a book where they say feelings are meant to be felt. We are not supposed to feel okay. There's something wrong if you feel just okay. You're supposed to feel those emotions. But thank you, Paul, for being brave to share your story, and we hope what Asha said to you will resonate with you. Now, what we've also received, Graham, was two other brave stories which we would like to share with you.
Yeah, man, I'm going to start with Katiwe, who said this on Twitter, coming out as gay to friends and family, exclamation mark. That's a statement in itself. That was hard and still is hard, but so worth it. Expressing the truth is hugely freeing. Hashtag your skin, you're brave. Asha, how important is it that we get to that point? You could live your entire life not living your truth. And I would imagine for a lot of people having to come out in that space is probably going to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest challenge of their lives. Yet everyone we've spoken to in this journey says it's the most liberating thing. What stops people? What prevents them from liberating themselves?
Graham, absolutely, it's freeing and liberating. But the one thing that stops an individual to speak their truth is fear. The fear how other people will judge them, how other people will see them, which also links in with experiences of shame and guilt. So one needs to firstly feel safe in themselves to share. And the start of that is to really find someone firstly who you can trust, that you can share your story with. And that way you will feel that at least there's one individual that can accept you for who you are. Because there are stages in coming out. There's confusion. So there's identity confusion, then there's comparison, there's identity tolerance, before we reach the stage of complete identity acceptance and identity pride. And that all takes a process. For some, it's a very gradual process, while for others, it can be just sudden. And remember that others that are receiving this, it's also hard for them because many people are very stuck in their own way of thinking and conditioning, and it's neither right or wrong. So it's a process for everybody, for the person that's coming out, but also for the person that needs to receive this information of this new identity or this evolved identity of an individual.
Well, Asha, we always love hearing from you. I think it's so important to have these discussions. And thank you for the great advice you've been giving us.
Pleasure.
Oh, man, we'd love to touch on more in the coming weeks. We definitely will. So thank you once again to all of the contributors this morning. Some amazing comments and acts of bravery. The brave conversation isn't over yet. Tell us, what act of bravery are you most proud of in your life, and what has it helped you overcome? You can reply to the competition post on the Expresso Facebook, our Twitter or our Instagram page, and of course include that hashtag your skin, your brave to stand a chance of winning a 1,000 Rand voucher with Ingrams. This week's competition closes at midday today, but you can find all the terms and conditions on expressoshow.com.
That's right, and join us again on Tuesday morning where our very own Raul Demone and actor Muzi Mtabela, they discuss the true definition of masculinity in today's society. A very important discussion.
Nourish your skin with Ingram's Moisture Plus, enriched with triple glycerine. For 48-hour intensive moisture. Ingrams, your skin, your brave.